Hello, Z here. So, I'm going to be talking about Elite Dangerous uh, and the future of it as I see it. It's all opinion, you know. I'm not going to be overly negative about Elite Dangerous because I see that way too often. You know, people talking smack on it, and in the current state, I enjoy it. I think it's fun. However, I think positively about the game because I hope that it's gonna get better, and they're gonna add in more stuff and things of that nature, right? So it's kind of like I'm playing it now, it's fun, and eventually there's gonna be new stuff that I'm gonna enjoy, and yeah. So I'm not gonna be super negative about the game or super positive about it either. I'm just gonna be realistic in the way that I see it. And unfortunately, currently, I'm not feeling too great about what's to come for it in the years because, or who knows if it'll be around in years. But okay, I'm gonna get into it because I've done this intro too many times. I'm awful at intros and introductions, so let's just get to the fucking the real shit here. So, I enjoy the live streams that the community managers put on. One of the reasons is because just straight up they're all entertaining. Most of them. They're fairly entertaining to listen to with their banter. But another reason is the news. And there is just, been a lack of news. And I feel bad for them because it's not their fault. They're just community managers, right? They only relay what they're told. And they haven't really been told anything for a good long while. I think the biggest thing that we've been told so far is that there's not going to be any console release of Odyssey, which, you know, I don't really have much to say on that because I don't play console and I wasn't looking forward to it, so, you know, can't really. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but that is not my problem. Sorry. Unfortunately, there hasn't been anything about new updates either. We got fleet carrier interiors, which is cool, but, you know, I rarely get to experience the fleet carrier interiors because I don't have one. I don't really want to get one either, and I rarely see a reason to land on on fleet carriers at all. You know, the SRV that they released not too long ago is pretty fun to drive. I actually just got one the other day, and it is a good time to drive. But that's about all that's happened as far as, like, you know, big content updates. And the SRV came out, I think, October last year. So it's been a while, and they still haven't really announced. And even before that, I think fleet carrier interiors were talked about for a while. So now that fleet carrier interiors are out, we're completely in the dark as to what's going to come out, and it's not great. And they haven't had any news to share with us. It's I think personally the biggest change that has come in the past couple of patches for me is just the ability to sit in a chair. You don't know how fucking cool it is to, like, arrange some kind of transportation to a conflict zone or even just the Apex shuttle, and you're sitting in, like, the waiting area, and you sit there and you're like, oh yeah, it's very immersive, right? And that's just one of those. I'll get into it a little bit later, but Elite just has this problem, you know, with Odyssey, that they just, I don't know if they're unintentionally overlooking these small things or if it's purposeful neglect. But it's just like the small details that make up the big picture, right? And they leave out these small little things that just are so sick. Like, sitting in chairs is just fucking sweet, dude. And I just feel so bad for the community team. because their live streams are entertaining, but they just, yeah, they never have news to say, and I think it's down to like 3 options. I could be wrong. I don't know how they work, but it's like either A, the dev team doesn't have enough to announce, B, the management is just scared of not being able to follow through on something that they announced, which let's hope it's not that. Or C, they want to make a big announcement, right? They want to come out like, bam, 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 you didn't like Odyssey? Well, bam, here's this fucking thing. Boom, you know, boom. Fucking, here's some crazy shit, right? And that would be cool in the moment, but right now, it's not working out. That is not a good idea because everybody's just lost in the dark. They're waiting for their big next thing to happen and bring the game back to life and change that mostly negative review or whatever it was on Steam to a big old positive. Currently, it's just not working. They need to give something. And I want to say this. It's not the community manager's fault. I really genuinely feel awful for them because they seem like pretty stand-up people and they're entertaining. So I just anyways, the lack of content, like those small details like I was talking about earlier, it made me like, I really, for a moment of weakness, I was really, really, really tempted to play Star Citizen. And I didn't because I know, well, there's just not a whole lot to do in Star Citizen, so it would be kind of a waste, in my opinion. It made me realize that there's no fully realized modern immersive space sim game. No Man's Sky is not a space sim. Just saying that. Really, it's down to Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. And Elite Dangerous has the gameplay. Sometimes it's repetitive. It can be. But it lacks those cool small details. And Star Citizen is kind of like the complete opposite of that. They built from the ground up, so they put in all the small details and how you enter in a spaceship and there's control panels all over the place and a bed that lets you save, and you know, there's this chair that lets you navigate through all these panels. It's like really cool. I love it. I know I'm doing a voice for it, but it's genuinely those small details that Star Citizen has is the only reason I want to play it, because it doesn't look like it has anything fucking interesting to do in it whatsoever. You know, it's like, I know there's bounty hunting, kind of. That's it. That's the only thing I know that you can do in that game, besides just fly around. And they got... I'll get to it later. I almost got ahead of myself. But yeah. So, for now, I'm going to go over my opinions on things that they should add, things I hope they do add. And starting off, I think almost everybody can agree on it. They were completely wrong when they said it would be uninteresting and pointless to add. Ship interiors. A fucking immersive space sim game without ship interiors. What? That made no sense as to why they said, no, we don't need it. It's going to get annoying to go in. No. I'll tell you what's annoying. Waiting for my ship when I land in a station to go down, go, and then when it's down, it has got to go back, and then when I launch, it's got to go up, and then fucking forward, and that's annoying. But I don't care because it adds the immersion. I like that it's annoying. That's how it would be. I like the annoying. I like the small details. It's cool, you know? That is what makes it an immersive space simulation game, is the small annoyances of it. I mean, interiors. You just gotta have interiors. And if they want to do the whole thing where, you know, you're getting a quick escape. Sorry, my phone went off. A quick escape they could have it to where they still have that little circle on the outside where you can just board it instantly. Or you could run in the fucking ship and sit down at the pilot seat. You know, it's not like that. It's not like one takes away from the other. You can do both of them, and it work. You know, and I would also like for there to be like entering and leaving animations for SRVs. I hate when games fade to black and then boom, you're in it. I don't like fade to black just because you didn't want to do like a little animation or some shit. I don't like that. So, anyways, moving on. EVA content, EVA specifically, you know, out in space with your suit. I think that could add in so much cool stuff. Like, imagine cutting open, like, you're on the outside, mag boots on the fucking ship. You got that Maverick suit cutter. You're cutting out fucking pieces of this ship for salvage. Or you could be going into the ship, salvaging it, or repairing it. Maybe it's a ship that got attacked by raiders, and you can repower it up the way you can repower a settlement with a power regulator, right? It adds so much cool shit that you can do. Just EVA content is just like, you're in space. like you gotta be able to fucking go out of your ship. Like, imagine just like, power down your thrusters. You walk through your ship interior. You open up the fucking latch that lets you out, and your sensors are damaged on the outside of your ship. I'm gonna boost myself out and then repair it with my hands. And like, that'd be so cool during exploration if like an asteroid hit you. Like, you went through an asteroid field wrong, and boom, 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 boom. Oh, fucking sensors are gone. Let me fly out my ship. Let me pull out that motherfucking repair tool, whatever it is, and let me weld this shit back together. That would be so damn sick. And they could add a new suit for that whole... I'm getting so off topic, but they could add a new suit for that, too. The repair suit. Call it the fucking... Repairu. I'm just talking shit at that point, but... No, seriously, you could add in like a suit with the repair tool that lets you repair your ship. That would be cool. And you could have one guy with a repair suit and one guy with a Maverick suit. You know, there's shit to do. Or you could just do the complete opposite and have the Maverick suit have an alternate fire on the cutter tool, and it's a repair welding tool. You know, it's like you can do these things. Anyways, sorry, when I start talking about space games and the cool shit you can do, I get off topic very fast and easy. So yeah, just EVA content. Salvage. I do a lot of salvage missions. I love landing on a planet. There's like a crashed spaceship, and I'm just cutting that bitch open. Let me grab the fucking loot. It's great if it's like an illegal base that's set up because they got narcotics all over the place. I could take that shit to fucking Nogambe. Oh shit! Let me not give away my kill location here. I can go to somewhere, sell off some of that good shit that make some money on the side. You got your part, and I got a couple extra things to sell. I love doing salvage missions. It just feels very cool. Next, it would be cool if they added in more on-foot weapons. Currently, they have, for kinetic, they have the kinetic assault rifle, the SMG, they have the pistol, and the rocket launcher. Okay, that's cool, I guess. For laser, they have the exact same stuff, except for there's no rocket launchers, so it's just assault rifle, SMG, pistol, I believe. And then for plasma, it is the plasma assault rifle, the marksman rifle, the shotgun, and the revolver type. Not a bad setup, but the weapon type, first off, I'm just gonna say I'm not really a fan of having to switch between like a kinetic weapon and a laser weapon. I don't really imagine that most people would find that enjoying. It's up to you. I don't really like that whole thing. It makes sense for ships because you can have like multiple things like beep 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 beep, you know, multiple guns on your ship that can shoot with the click of one button. But I don't like having. It just seems ridiculous to me that you're shooting someone with your big high-powered laser rifle, and once their shield is done, you're like, okay, let me put this back and just pull out this fucking pistol. Like, that sounds ridiculous to me. Sorry. So I usually end up using plasma weapons, but I hate the plasma at the same time because the projectiles are so slow. So it's not even, I think, because plasma is supposed to be like this in-between where it does good shield damage and good health damage, but it's not as good as either of them, as a laser and kinetic. But it's also the added on negative effect of the plasma just being slow, and I hate it. Like, if they had, like, just give me a marksman version of the kinetic. Give me the marksman rifle version of, give me a kinetic marksman rifle. That would be cool. Or give me a laser kinetic rifle. By the way, laser weapons aren't supposed to have recoil, so I don't get why they do in the game. Just saying. Laser weapons are not supposed to have recoil, but it's like crazy. Anyways, yeah, they just need more. Like, give me a kinetic shotgun. Give me a kinetic, you know, marksman rifle. And I would even go through the process of modding it, because, you know, you can mod your weapons. Give me some kind of like in Mass Effect, you can put on an attachment to the weapon that adds some kind of like electricity to your bullets, and that actually rips through shields easier. And I think that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I'm guessing most games do treat shields the same way, so let me have like a laser coating to my kinetic bullets with a mod and make it not be quite as good as, you know, fucking laser, but I don't gotta switch 15 times to kill 3 people. You know, that'd be great. Just saying. That's just something I want personally, but more on foot weapons regardless. So there you go. A plasma flamethrower would be cool if that works. You know what I mean. Another small detail that I think would be really interesting is like drinking at a bar. They have mentioned it in community streams before that has been brought up, and they want it to. I think we're probably going to end up getting drinking at a bar. I think Frontier is based in Britain, so they're a bunch of alcoholics anyways. So yeah, you're probably going to get that. Just want to bring it up though, because it's not currently in the game. Another cool on-foot interaction that I think would be so it would be fucking prison breaks. They need to redo the justice system a little bit to where you actually got to spend some time sitting in that jail cell and then someone can let you out. Like, let's say like maybe 20 minutes or something like that, right? And this is something you can do in Star Citizen, I'm pretty sure. They have like panels that can be cut open on the outside of the doors in prisons and Elite Dangerous, but you can't like take out weapons when you're there. So I don't know why there are the panels. Maybe it's just for like, maybe they planned on it and didn't follow through. But they're yeah, prison breaks would be really cool. If they just made you sit in the cell for a little bit, you're like, you got caught, but your homie did, and you're like, yo, come pick me the fuck up, G. And then he's like, yeah, brother. He's fucking flying in his Mamba. Guns blazing, takes out their security system. Fucking, he gets down in his Maverick suit, and he's like, get you, come cutting you out, brother. Psst, pew! Fucking power surge that, the door open. Man, that would just be so sick. Even if it's like not, and that could be put into a mission as well. A lot of these things I'm going to talk about could be put into a mission. Imagine a mission where your goal is to go and break someone out of prison. Sick. That would be fucking sick. I would do that kind of mission type all the time because it would just be thrilling. But, you know, something else that would be cool is more on-foot enemies. I know that it's very limited to what they can do because humans are what you see 99% of the time. And then Thargoids are there, and that's pretty much it. There's also Guardians, but Guardians aren't around to my knowledge anymore. And the Thargoid come in various different types. Like there are the scavenger bots that are associated with Thargoids, and then there are different Thargoid ships. And then there are supposed to be the Thargoid themselves that are controlling the ships, right? It would be cool to see and fight Thargoids that came in, you know, different types. Like maybe there's a big, strong Thargoid, or maybe there's a weak, fast Thargoid, you know? Actually fighting Thargoids on foot would be really cool, I think. Like imagine a mission, or maybe just a scenario. It was just a random signal that you picked up on, and it's a derelict Thargoid ship. Or it could just be some random science vessel that was just studying Thargoid stuff, and they got raided by the Thargoid. You know, whatever kind of ship it is, you break in, you cut open the panel on the outside, you power up the door, surge it, it opens up. Bodies, blood, fire, you know. Or I guess the fire would go out when you depressurized it, but just chaos ensued inside the ship. You're walking around with your flashlight and your whatever gun you got. Boom, boom, boom. You hear something in the distance. What was that? 3 Thargoids come out. You know, it's just be fucking cool shit like that. Could just even be like scavenger bots, scavenger Thargoids, and just like, oh, the shit that you can do with having these derelict ships that you can go onto, which would come with ship interiors, would be just fucking cool. The small details you can just build on and make actual gameplay features out of. Oh yeah, just like fighting Thargoids on foot, or it could just even be pirates too. But being in some kind of derelict ship while you're being fired upon by Thargoids or pirates or whatever it is, it would just be cool. I would like to have more scenarios and on-foot enemies in general. You could have more on-foot enemy types rather. You know, just more to it. Because usually it just breaks down into like this guy with a stronger gun and stronger armor, and they're all human for the most part. And you can, I mean, I'll say this. I'm pretty sure, I don't know how strong they are, but you can actually fight the Thargoid scavenger bots with your guns. I don't know how strong they are. I assume, oh my god, sorry. I assume that they are not that strong, because most of the little, I forgot what they're called, behemoth bots aren't very strong. I'm getting off topic. Another thing that I'd like to see is more illegal mission types. Specifically, like conflict zones. So it's kind of the reverse of what I said earlier in terms of like, you go in and you're just put in like a chaotic damaged ship scenario. It's the opposite. So now you are actually part of a gang of pirates, and let's say like, and this doesn't have to just be derelict ships. It could be like just a regular conflict zone type thing where a bunch of pirates, you're on their ship and you're dropped in. Instead of just like doing it solo and just feeling like you're one dude, it'd be cool if you got dropped in with a bunch of other pirates and, you know, NPC pirates. Obviously you can do it with other players that you're pirating with, but not everybody wants to hook up with other people on open play and do that shit. So I think it would just be cool to have the conflict zone mechanic taken and turn into like an illegal mission with raiders. I think that would be really cool and interesting. Just go in, take out a settlement or a ship. That would be cool. And boom. There you go. I would also personally like to see melee weapons, especially if they do add in on-ship close quarter combat areas, you know, like you turn a corner and there's a guy like right in your face. It makes sense to have like a melee weapon, especially on the inside of a ship, because you don't want to blast a hole. And I'm sure they would never do that, but you know, blast a hole in the side of the ship and boom, the whole place is depressurized and everybody's dying slowly. Everybody without a suit is instantly like fucking mush. And yeah, so I don't want rather I think yeah, I think melee weapons would be pretty cool. It makes sense, and it could also add to it would make silent takedowns for stealth missions feel more natural, because currently the silent way to take them down is either with a modified gun, depending on what kind of environment you're in. Like if you're in a depressurized area, then you have to have a mod to make it silent, and then if you're in a pressurized area, you have to have a mod to make it silent. The easiest way to take someone down is just take out your power transfer tool, set it to illegal, zap them in the back, and boom, ah, I'm dead. I think it'd be much cooler if you could just like slash someone's back open. It would look much cooler, and just you wouldn't lose 15% of your energy every time. And they could just make it like a reskin of that awful melee attack they added in for some reason. But personally, I think it would be way cooler to just have like a third gun slot. Or, oh, I guess technically you can have 3 with a Dominator suit, but you know, an optional, or let me get my words right here, a separate slot for a melee weapon. I think that would be really cool. And to finish it off here with my ideas, or what I want rather, more interesting planets. The planets look good for the most part, mainly due to the lighting. It obviously depends on what kind of planet you're landing on, whether it be a moon or an actual planet. But usually there's not a whole lot going on. I would like to at least be able to enter the atmosphere of like a water world and just like see the endless nothingness of water. And maybe you could make your ship go underwater and you could do some underwater exobiology. That would be really, really cool. You know, drive your ship just straight down. Maybe you can add a mod onto, or well, I don't want it to be due to engineering, but maybe there could be like an SRV type thing, a planetary hangar bay, and you could have like a submarine and it can go under the water. It would just some stuff like that would be cool. Do some exobiology in this little submarine. And Earth-likes, landing on an Earth-like planet with their trees everywhere and the vegetation. You can be chopping through it with whatever melee weapon you got. You know, just like wandering around exploring, it would just be really immersive. It would be cool. And of course, I gotta say this too, big cities. Flying through a big city in a ship would just, I don't know why they haven't done that yet, because I'm fairly sure in a earlier Elite game, it was either 1 or 2, they had big cities to fly. It was probably 2. It was one that looked, oh god, I don't know my Elite stuff. Sorry. I know that in an Elite game they actually had like big cities you could fly through though, to some degree. So anyways, yeah, big cities to fly through would be really cool, like Star Citizen. You know, having these vast skyscrapers and flying cars going everywhere and shit. Little Apex shuttles going. You know, you just fly through the traffic and shit like that. Just, and especially with their lighting they have now. Ooh. Whew. Imagine like the horizon just coming up over the cusp of a fucking skyscraper and just beautiful. You're flying through it. I'm gonna go kill a bunch of motherfuckers on a big ship. Oh god, there's so much potential for Elite. there's just so much potential. I hope they don't completely lose all of their budget and just let the game die. That would be so disappointing, because it really is one of the best space sim games out there, despite all the negative reviews. It's really just due to them not putting out enough content, I think, and not fully fleshing out what they can. I think it's a lot of people just being frustrated with the lack of things they've either announced or have put in, right? Just the potential. It's the potential. People are just wanting to see that happen, I think. So. And then there's a lot of console people that are just mad. Sorry. At any rate, those are just some ideas. I think they could greatly expand upon the usability of the on-foot mechanics. I'm very glad that they added in the ability to walk around, but they're just missing on some of the immersion that can bring really cool scenarios out of it. I realize that it hasn't seen its full potential yet, and they are in fact working on new stuff, but they gotta give some kind of roadmap, or even just outright say what they're working on, even if it's like, hey, 2 months from now, here's ship interiors. Like, that would be great. And if it gets pushed back even further, fuck it, at least I know it's coming, right? Just to know that they've taken like a second look at ship interiors. That would be, oh, that'd be it for me. I'd be ready. And yeah, I again just gotta say it. I hate that there's a bunch of hate going towards community managers. It's not fair. I think people should lay off them quite a bit. It's not their fault, even if they are part of Frontier, which is neglecting everybody. But alright, I ranted for way too long. I got way off topic. I even had something to try and keep me to what I wanted to talk about, but did not work that way because I just get so enthralled with space games, what you can. Sorry, it's passion. It's pure passion, pure, raw, unadulterated passion. Okay, I'm done. Hope that was mentally stimulating, or whatever fucking word you want to use for it. You could, yeah. Okay, bye.
I have a autism, daddy.